We are lucky not to live in a part of the world where the success of the harvest can be a matter of life and death. Africa is affected most acutely by food shortage now, but soon it will be a global problem. And one way of trying to increase supplies is by genetically modifying plants, adding DNA from other organisms to increase resistance to disease or to drought. An eighth of all arable land globally is now planted with GM crops, but in Europe, public opposition has prevented their widespread use. Today, the Environment Secretary said that has to change.
I believe that it's time to start a more informed discussion about the potential of genetically modified crops. A discussion that enables GM to be considered in its proper overall context with a balanced understanding of the risks and benefits.
In the past, trials of GM crops have prompted protest. Opponents now claim the promised benefits just haven't been delivered.
We already have conventional varieties that are doing the same thing. So with every trial that we can see, either they don't perform or they're unnecessary because we already have what we need. So, you've got to look a little bit behind just what the hype is.
But GM scientists say the technology's potential is so huge they must be allowed to try. Professor Giles Oldroyd's work uses genes from plants like this clover, which makes its own nitrogen fertiliser naturally in its roots. He's trying to engineer wheat to do the same thing, which would raise yields of the world's second biggest food crop without the need for fertiliser.
We have to consider whether we want to use a GM route or whether we want to continue or even increase our chemical use in agriculture. It goes without saying that applying an awful lot of chemicals, particularly fertilisers, on our fields is really not a sustainable way for the future.
Research like this now has the explicit backing of the British government, a signal that ministers want wider acceptance of this type of biotechnology and a rational debate about its potential benefits. Catherine.